Chapter 21. Tom let me out at the foot of my trail and went on to Happy Camp, the end of his route. By the time Vicky and I had eaten our suppers, the darkness of the winter nights closed in. All the hobbling around I had done that day on my sore leg hadn't done it any good. It pained me severely. Feeling slightly desperate, I did what I should have done in the first place, put hot compresses on it every 5 minutes for an hour. The pain lessened to a faint ache, and I went to bed. But not to sleep. I kept seeing that poor, emaciated figure lying on the cabin porch far down the canyon, the dog crouched close by. It turned very cold, so cold that I crept out of bed, got another blanket from the closet, and spread it on top of my others. While it was up, I looked at the thermometer. The mercury was 6 degrees below freezing. I climbed into bed, shivering under my warm blankets. Around 2 o'clock, I heard the metallic clickety-clack click of an ancient car being driven swiftly by, headed down the road. I wondered how anyone dared drive at such breakneck speed in the dark and around the sharp turns. Time passed. The thought of the old man gave me no peace. He would be dead by morning, the poor dog helpless to revive him. At 4:30, the same car I heard go by before came rushing up the river. I recognized it by the sharp clickety-click it made. Who would be driving furiously up and down the road in the night? At 5 o'clock it was still pitch dark, but I got up, lit my lamp, and made a fire in the cook stove. Soon the cabin was cozily warm, filled with the good smell of coffee and sizzling bacon. When it drew near to 7 o'clock, I bundled myself up and, with the help of my crutch, though my leg felt better this morning, hobbled down to the mailbox where I planned to stop Tom and talk to him. "Hello," Tom said, coming to a stop, right on time as usual. "Here's 2 letters and the Siskiyou News. What are you doing down here this time of the morning? You should have waited for the boys to bring the mail up to you." "Tom, I had to see you. I worried all night about that poor old man." "I didn't. Not all night, anyway. Only till 12 o'clock. Then I jumped out of bed, got into my coupe, and drove like hell down the river to his cabin. I broke in the door. Don't know why I didn't do it in the first place. Just naturally too law-abiding, I guess. I dragged the old soak inside, started to undress him, found the key in his shirt pocket. Never thought of looking there. Got him into bed, then made him drink 2 cups of scalding hot coffee to warm him up. When I left him, he was sleeping. Then I drove like hell back to Happy Camp so as to get there in time to pick up the morning mail from Wairika. Made it, too." Tears filled my eyes. I heard you, Tom. You drove more than 75 miles over a dangerous road to save the life of a disreputable old soak. He should be eternally grateful to you." "Not he," Tom said with a short laugh. "He'll wake up nice and warm in his bed this morning and think he had a bad dream about a wicked old witch who slapped his hands. Oh well. There's a lot more to carrying mail on the star route than delivering letters and looking after parcel post packages." He jammed his foot on the starter and drove down the road like a madman. I took my time getting back to the cabin. That pesky leg. The pain wasn't so bad as it had been the night before, but definitely worse than before my visit to the doctor at Hoopa. Not that I blamed him, I thought, trying to be just. If I were foolish enough to hobble down a practically impossible mountain road in an effort to save an old drunk from the consequences of his folly, I deserved to have an aching leg. I was repeating the hot compress treatment when the boys stopped in to get a report on my trip. I told them about it. They both looked serious. "What about going to Wairika tomorrow?" Dearest asked anxiously. "I'd be glad to." "Nothing doing. I'm planning to treat this leg myself for a few days, at the same time keeping off it as much as possible. I'll be fine, you see." This was plain whistling in the dark, but the boys didn't know that. I was haunted by the fear that this might be I was haunted by the fear that this might mean I would be forced to leave the lovely Klamath country I had come to love. Live out the rest of my days carefully, my life limited by a crutch. "Oh, honey, you're stepping on the keyboard."